Blessed afternoon, collective. How's it going? How you feeling? Still feel that heaviness? Oh yeah, yeah, I feel it. Ah, it's amusing. I don't know. There's something I just there's a separation now, which I always endeavor to step myself into this place of observing self, observing ego specifically, which is an aspect of self. It is not separate from. That's a part of the whole illusion. The masculine thinking that it's separate from the feminine, which of course turns into us thinking that we're separate from divine, from spirit. It's all the same misunderstanding. But to be able to witness myself is helpful and interesting and curious, fascinating. I can see the part of myself that is sort of sitting with arms crossed and legs folded and maybe sulking a little bit. But then there's the rest of me that's just kind of unbothered, unbothered by it, unfazed by my own bullshit. Yeah, knowing that I can hold the space of compassion for myself the same way that I hold it for others. It doesn't serve me or anybody to feel bad. To feel bad for, to feel bad about. That does nothing. Feeling only ever begets more of itself. And furthermore, that's a limited, diminished perspective that's informing that feeling. I have no reason to feel bad. I know the wellness, the goodness, the intrinsic worthiness of myself and all that is. I know there's nothing to be afraid of. There is no danger, there's no threat, there is nothing that is or has ever or ever could go wrong. I know that ego naturally seeks these things, perceives these things because it is the protective aspect. And because it has operated for a long time on this old, outdated programming that is without the foundation of faith, without the connection to the feminine, without that information, that knowing of the steadiness and well-being of all, without the connection to the broader perspective and sense of self that is well and safe and stable and eternal. And so there are two of me. Perhaps more, actually, definitely more. There's definitely more. Observing within myself, and it is interesting. All of this is an experiment. All of this, everything, all of it is. All of life is an experiment. I got that in a fortune cookie once. Best fortune cookie I ever received. I mean, I don't remember what it tasted like, but it was a good fortune. All of life is an experiment. Do not be too timid or squeamish in your actions. That sums it up right there. And all of this, whatever this is an experiment too. It's all for science. It's all because of curiosity and just fascination in the process and exploration of the self. I am myself an experiment. I am the subject and the scientist in one, as we all are. But that is what all of this is, and why I refer to it so often as documentation, because it is. I am documenting this for myself and anyone else who can relate. And I feel that by being human, it is relatable. We are all experiencing this, whatever this is, consciousness projected into a form that appears physical. I won't go as far as to say that it is. It's as physical can be. This reality is as real as it gets, in that sense, in the way that we define it as tangible. But it's not as real as we think. Anyway, I want to pull some energy because I want to, and I do what I want. That's it. End of explanation. I want to pull on the current energy right now because it's all over the place. It's up and down. And I have no idea what's going to come out. I don't have a specific sense of that. I can say it feels like the masculine energy is bleeding over, but again, there is masculine energy within all of us. That doesn't necessarily mean it's some other person or thing that's attached to you. Yeah, that's a part of it that's involved. But there's also the collective sort of egregore of masculine energy. And then there's the internal masculine, which is the ego, the mind, that which resists, which perceives threat, which experiences anxiety because of its perception of threat, because of its capacity to feel fear. All of which is allowed. It's allowed by the universe. So, not fighting it, I just really don't care, but I'm interested in seeing what comes out. I would like to just have a chat with the universe about the current energy right now. And yeah, it feels like a hand is being forced. Something is being unclogged rather forcibly, the way that you would unclog a drain pipe. Yep. There's the toxin. There's all the shit in the pipe, right? There's hair and clumps of dirt and soap scum and all of that jazz. It's been stuck there for a long time, but it's getting shaken loose. Why do I feel that way? Yep. Six of Swords. It's moving now. Something is unclogging this rather forcibly, even though Six of Swords is not a very fast-moving energy. It's the feeling of something has dissolved. We've broken the bonds. We've separated this clog from the pipe itself, and now it's loose. And it can flow freely, and it's being pushed. It's being pushed to this resolution. What's underneath that? Yeah, it's all coming out for a good reason. I mean, something that's been held back for a long time, that's just been dying to get out. Again, this toxin, it's been making us sick, just sick to our stomach, holding something back, but now it's breaking free because empathy is rising, because the feminine is rising, because it's everybody's heart chakras being opened by this energy in particular. Something breaking loose, coming out, and the truth always sets you free. It never serves you to hold in a truth, to hold back an emotion. And it feels like that's something that happened. Yeah, there it is. Control. It's the illusion of ego. Resistance masquerades as strength. That's ego thinks it's powerful because it thinks it's in control. It thinks by repressing and hiding and just keeping itself small that it's safe and that it has control in that because it's afraid. Something that we've been afraid of speaking, of expressing, of letting loose is unable. First of all, it's making us sick. It always does. Withholding your energy just turns it toxic. It hurts you. It does not serve you. So often we're afraid to hurt other people with something that is true, with a truth that we are experiencing. So we swallow it down. We bite our tongue, right? We try to keep it in and deny it even to ourselves. That serves no one. Doesn't serve them, and it doesn't serve you. You're just going against your own energy. That energy has already flowed. The second you had that feeling, it flowed. That was it. You had the feeling. It happened. You realized the truth. You don't undo that. It doesn't go back in the box. And trying to keep it in because of our fear of how it might be received by another person, and then fear of the repercussions of that. Well, how is this going to affect me? I don't want this person to know this because they may react in this way, and then I am affected. All of that fear-based, ego-based manipulation, seeking to control another person, to control their emotions. Your hand doesn't belong on that dial. It just doesn't. No gods before me. And that applies to everybody. As a bird flies squawking overhead. It serves no one to withhold the truth, to withhold emotion. I apologize, I got a little distracted for a minute. Which happens. Did you think this was a professional enterprise? I'm sorry, no. This is all highly personal and informal. And I can feel this energy. It's that fear of coming out. That's the closest thing I can relate it to. Coming out, because I have experience with that. You can come out about lots of things. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be about sexuality. It's anything that you have withheld, the truth about yourself. Doesn't serve anybody. Secrets are no fun. Secrets hurt someone. They're coming out. It's time. What did I just see? Ten of Pentacles and Knight of Cups. Yeah, there's a different Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles being everything, the thing that you want, the thing that inspires you, that you desire, that you perceive as having it all. There's a realization that if you don't have the cups, if you're not flowing with your own energy and expressing your emotions and authentically being yourself, you have nothing. You have nothing. It doesn't matter what you're surrounded with, all the fancy things, all the cars, all the money, the possessions, the people, even. None of that matters. If you are not flowing with your own energy, authentically being yourself, which means following the expression of your energy wherever it leads, without questioning it, without worrying about the outcome, without caring how it's going to be perceived or received. If you're not doing that, you're denying your soul. And there's no satisfaction in it. There just isn't. Yeah, that's it. It's the devil. It's time for stuck, stagnant energy to be released. It is being released. I can feel it. It is a bit of that sensation of being sick, being queasy, nauseous. But you gotta spit it out. I mean, whether it's something physical coming up or words, emotion expressing, it's actually all energy. It's all the same thing. When we hold something in that wants to come out, it makes us sick. That applies always. And once we let it out, once that is expressed, the toxin is released, freed from us, we feel better. That's how it works. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, there's vulnerability. It feels so good to be vulnerable. Can I just say that? To express freely, to not question what it is you're feeling, to just let it out. Not demand a reason for it or explanation, and to not care how it's received by anybody. To know that you are self-satisfying by just expressing your own energy. That's it. That's all you need. And it's been blocking this. Something that we want so bad that we just denied. It's a bit of that demonizing happiness too that society has done, thinking that that's what the devil energy will tell you. The devil isn't a real thing. It's an energy. It's illusion. It's fear-based, shadow-based. That's what it is. It will tell you, oh no, you're unworthy. You should suffer. You should hide this. No one will accept you. All of these things. And to that, you say, I am worthy. I am accepted by Source. I exist. Therefore, the universe deems me appropriate in my being. If any aspect of my being and myself were not appropriate, the universe wouldn't allow it to happen. It wouldn't be. Because I be, I am allowed. I am accepted. I am appropriate in all ways. And so I express that freely. There's a lot of delayed manifestation here, and just denying of it, denying what we want. I'm gonna cut the cards. I don't know where this is going. I'm just freely expressing as I feel it. That's what life is, man. The Fool. Oh my God, yeah. Is that clog breaking loose? Oh, and it is that feeling of how good it feels to be unburdened, to tell the truth. It took me a long time. I can only ever relate this to my own personal experience. It took me a long time to come to terms with my own sexuality. And when I did, I immediately wanted to tell my parents. There was this urge. It was a truth. It was something I had realized within myself that wanted to come out. I wanted to express. I wanted to tell everybody. It was easier to tell the people that I knew less, right? Because I already didn't care what their opinion was, what their reception was. When you're close to somebody, when you have love, a relationship for them, with them, you start to care. You get attached in a way. You begin to tailor your behaviors so as to please them. At least that's what I was trained into, right? As people pleasing. But I had to let it out. And the second that I did, I was so nervous. So incredibly nervous. I asked my dad to go to dinner with me. It was this loud Mexican restaurant. I could barely even hear each other. But, and the day before, the day of, all of it leading up to it, my hands were sweaty. I was shaky. So nervous. And the second I said it, without his even responding, the second I said it, I just said, "Dad, I think I like girls." It was just, it was the whole weight of it had been lifted. I didn't even need to hear what he said. He was great. My parents, God bless them, have been very accepting of me in a lot of ways. But it didn't matter. And I realized in that moment, it didn't matter what he said. It really didn't. It mattered that I spoke my truth, that I expressed myself authentically, that I was myself authentically, that I embodied myself. That's what this feels like. Somebody wants this new beginning. They want to speak the truth and let that set them free. What's underneath? God almighty. That's some powerful energy right there. Yeah, it's healing. It's the healing of vulnerability. It's the healing of the expression of desire. True love. Love, unconditioned, is what we are. Love isn't care. They are not the same thing. Love does not care what you think. Love doesn't care what anybody thinks. Love does what feels truly good to it because it satisfies it. That's it. Love loves to satisfy itself. That's it. Oh, wow. Okay. Let's just see. I don't know how many cards I'm going to pull. Tell me some more about this energy. Tell me some more about this energy. All the landscaping equipment around me right now. Sorry, not sorry. This is what it is. This is real life. Tell me some more about this energy. Okay, yep. Ace of Wands. Somebody wants this new beginning. They feel it. They've been putting this wand out. They've been squashing it. What's underneath that? Yeah, but it's staying lit. Because it's being lit by the soul, by spirit. It's every time the ego tries to put it out, the soul brings it back online and says, no, you can't ignore this. You can't ignore this. You are smothering your soul speaking. You are fighting against your own destiny, which is the path that you designed for yourself at the highest perspective in this lifetime. This is what you want. This is what you asked for. We're not going to let it be squashed, or it's going to keep coming back until you follow it, because you asked for that. This is for you, by you. What's on top? Somebody's feeling that, man. Yeah, there's the resistance. It's very minor resistance. It is that nervousness. I get nervousness from this. Of just, but what if, but this and that and the other, but it's so minor, because this is so powerful. I mean, the Ace of Wands brought by the Hierophant, that's powerful. The Pope comes to you and says, I have a new life for you, my child. I don't know. The Hierophant is sort of the Pope, right? It used to be called that in some decks. It's just the spiritual leader. Spirit comes to you and says, this is your life. Look, here, I have it all laid out. I got you a plane ticket. You got this new job lined up, this new relationship, whatever. This is the life you want, and it's the life you want. It's everything. Looking at it, reading through the documents, it's, oh my God, this is a dream come true. Oh, but I'd have to give 2 weeks notice at my other job that I don't really like, and I'd have to leave my relationship that I haven't really cared for in several years, and that is not serving me or anybody else, and my family might not approve because they don't know that I'm interested in this and that and whatever, and Spirit's going, yeah, and you gonna sign? Because this is it. This is what you asked for. Ask, and it is given. It's here. Very minor resistance. There's an urge to speak. Even in this, I'm drawn to the blue. What's next? Yeah, it's fallen. This just is nothing. It's a bunch of toothpicks. It's falling away. There is no resistance. It's the end of this resistance. There is no way this stands. Not against this kind of energy. We're tired of fighting this. Tired of putting this wand out. We want it to stay lit. There's an acknowledgement of that, of actually this is what I want. And I keep denying it and pushing it down, and it keeps coming back around, and I'm realizing I'm just lying to everybody now. I'm lying to myself, which is not working anymore. It's really not. I'm not even convincing myself with my own bullshit now. I know I want this. And I'm hiding it from everybody else, and I'm tired of hiding it. I'm tired of pretending. Tired of lying. I'm ready to come out about this. Whatever this is. Just, yeah, what's next? Yeah, oh my God, there's the destiny again. This is what we asked for. It's what we've been manifesting, daydreaming about, wishing for. From that deepest, most sacred place within. Not just some idle, oh, it'd be nice to, whatever, have a Ferrari. It's not. No, this is lifetimes of desire and asking and putting things into the vortex. And Spirit's seeing all of these little details that can be added that would just put it over the top. All of the cherries and icing and sprinkles and just everything. We know we want it. You're gonna resist the star. Yeah, it takes vulnerability. It takes faith. It takes opening up. It takes being honest about who you are and what you want. Who you are is spirit. What you want is love. Free expression of the self. Oh yeah, there's no holding that back. No, there is not. This is 6 cards. Yeah, it is. Star, then technically sort of in the soul position. I'm applying this however the fuck I want to apply this. Yeah, the soul is lit. The soul knows what it wants. It is laser focused on this path. What's the hidden energy of the universe? Hanged man. Yeah. We've been holding ourselves back from this. But there's no way around it. It's the eyes being held open. It's this new perspective is unmissable. I want to say forced Nothing is ever really forced, right? We always have free will, but it's the same way that when the weather changes, like right now, it's raining. I'm not forced to wear a jacket. I could be out here fucking naked if I wanted to be. Be a little chilly, be a little uncomfortable for a number of reasons. I'm not, I'm strongly encouraged to put on some clothes and get dry. This perspective is unmissable, though. We cannot deny how good this feels, how much we want this, how much we have wanted this. It's a dream come true. We've been denying it ourselves. We've been holding back from this. The universe has been trying to bring this in over and over, and it doesn't stop. The universe doesn't stop. Yeah, things change. If you don't accept a version of the manifestation, if you're still resistant to it, then that version may pass you by, and then that becomes a lesson for you. But the universe never stops trying to bless you. It just says, well, okay, this component, the time has passed, right? It's expired. Your time limit on this one, it's not so compatible anymore. I've found another compatible component, and now these energies are going together. But there'll be another one. There's another ship. If you miss the ship, there's another ship. There's a different ship. The universe has it all under control. It's all a part of the plan. It's just something trying to come in. What's in the outcome position? I knew it was going to be big. The Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, everything is shifting. It's coming in anyway. This perspective is shifting. The wall is falling down. The resistance is coming down. Red with both of these cards. It's just, we're tired of fighting against this. There is a new understanding that this is a gift. This is what we want. We want this. This is spirit trying to bring in a new beginning. A desired manifestation, something that feels amazing. And we've just been pushing it out. Because why? Because we're afraid? Because we're afraid? Afraid of what somebody else might think? Afraid of the unknown? Afraid of how things are going to change? That's not serving anybody. And it's becoming clear that that's the case. It's not serving anyone else, and it is not serving ourselves at all. Oh, I like that. The tide is shifting. It's shifting. It's moving. This is changing. The wand that has been put out over and over and over again, it stays lit this time under this energy. Whatever this is, I'm just expressing it. Yeah, little witches. Let's clarify out of curiosity. I'm enjoying this. This feels good. This feels like somebody getting the confidence to set themselves free. Again, to just come out about it. Let it be. It is so freeing to just be yourself without questioning it, without caring or worrying what anybody else thinks. Yeah. There's the Emperor at the bottom. It is so liberating to surrender control. Trying to grip, trying to control only ever has one result. It controls you. It becomes power over you. When you try to have power over, it's just, you're caging yourself. You're trapping yourself. You're letting that thing have power over you. You're actually surrendering your power when you do that. But I feel this is the taking back of power. This is the Emperor balancing and itself. Yeah, realizing this, there's that anxiety again. I mean, it is a distraught masculine energy, within or without, apply it however you desire. It's distraught ego, realizing that it's been working against itself, its own desires. It is not serving itself in this way. It has been giving away its power and all of its seeking to control, and now it wants to let go. Yeah, High Priestess. There's a lot of secrets. There's a lot to be expressed here. And it wants to lay it all on the line. It wants to just unburden, unbutton, really, I mean, just expose everything. It's gotta come out, and it wants to just trust. It wants to surrender the control. Look at that Page of Cups. That's a tidal wave. Yeah, a tidal wave that's been held back in here. And someone who is unsure how to express it. They're not sure they can handle this. They don't know how to control themselves. That's what they're used to. They're used to trying to control these emotions, but this is so much emotion, and it wants to come out, and they want it to come out. And that's scary. That's unfamiliar. You just let it happen. You don't worry if it's too much. It's never too much. It's always the right amount. Trust yourself. Just let it express. Somebody who, yeah, oh, they want love. They want to express this. Not happy with themselves, the way that they've hidden from themselves and so hidden from everybody else. The way they've been untrue to their own self, untrue to their own energy and soul. They want to let that go. Yeah, Knight of Cups. I mean, come on. Yeah. They want love. They want to give and receive that cup. 9 of Cups underneath. I could keep going. Yeah. It's time for somebody to let this wand stay lit, to go with the flow, to follow the good feeling. If it feels good, it is good. Trust that, regardless of how it's received or not, regardless of outcome. It's not about that. It's about following the good feeling impulse. It's about speaking your truth, expressing yourself honestly, earnestly, vulnerably, holding nothing back. That's where the satisfaction lies. Wholly, that when your energy has moved and you follow it by being that, by expressing that, that feels good. That's balancing your own energy. It didn't take anybody else to do that. In fact, it doesn't matter what anybody else says or does. You do that by yourself, for yourself. That's self-satisfaction, self-sustaining. Then you are reclaiming, you are seeing how to reclaim your own power, how you are self-sovereign and nothing touches this domain. Tell me about this 5 of Wands here. This paltry resistance that we're not even buying into. It's the weakest of excuses that we know we're not even gonna let stop us. It's making the excuse and then going, that's a lame excuse. That's a lame excuse. Why is this 5 of Wands here? It's just all... The facade is falling apart. Yeah, it's falling apart. The light's streaming in. The bullshit is being revealed to ourselves. It's seeing how we're stopping ourselves. And so, even Shadow's not really in on it anymore. Even the ego is seeing its own bullshit and going, oh man, I don't want to do that. I'm not even following my own desire. I'm not making myself happy. What is this? This is silly. I'm being silly. I'm just creating this whole dramatization. I'm creating a specter to stop myself from doing what I want. How does that make any sense? That doesn't make any sense. What's on top? Yeah, it's all getting shined a spotlight on. How that's why the resistance is so weak. It's really, I want this, and I know that I want this, and I know that following this would make me happy to follow it. Not following it isn't making me happy, and there's no reason. All of the reasons that I perceived are just made up. It's just a bunch of bullshit. It's just illusions. What's on top? Yeah, immediately devil energy getting canceled out, light getting shined in. Healing, a desire for communication. What's red with Temperance? Yeah, not willing to sit in this anymore. to continue disappointing myself because I'm afraid of disappointing someone else. No, that's bogus. That just keeps me back from being who I am. That's not serving me. That's not serving anybody else either. It's just, yeah. New perspective. Totally new perspective. Something about those cups too. I mean, the soulmate connection energy is here. It's the 2 cups still standing. That I've been denying this when this is what I want. And I'm drawn to the fact that she's pouring from one cup into another here. It is about flowing within the self. Flowing with one's own energy. Again, when you feel a good feeling impulse, when you feel an emotion, a truth is realized by you. You have to express that. You don't have to, but the only way you resolve that and actually feel good by balancing your own energy is by expressing it, is by going towards this direction, following the good feeling impulse where your energy has just flowed. Tell me about this 9 of Wands. It's the end. It is the end of this. Whoops, there we go. Tell me about this 9 of Wands. Oh, letting down the guard is so, it feels so good. It's just, it feels like release. Had a card jump out. Yeah, the World. I mean, it's coming to an end. How much more obvious do we gotta make that? And this doesn't work. This is no longer satisfying under this new energy, this new cycle that we're in. Keeping up this wall, which had this twisted sense of pleasure in it before. Again, it was this, suffering is noble. Look at me denying my own desires kind of thing. No, that doesn't work anymore. The illusion, the scheme, the pattern of that is being exposed. That self-limiting old paradigm control mechanism that is fear-based, it's ego-based, it's diminishing, it's not serving anybody, that it doesn't fly anymore. It's no longer satisfying. The soul is awake. It knows. It knows. What's the card that fell out? It's on top. Yeah. 7 of Swords. We seeing straight through that bullshit. It doesn't work. It does not work anymore. Again, it is ego seeing its own illusion and realizing it. Actually seeing, oh, this has been self-sabotage. I have been sabotaging myself, doing this, working against myself, lying to myself about what I really want, how I really feel, lying to other people about that. It's not benefiting me. It's not benefiting anybody. And everybody deserves better. Everybody deserves the truth. Most of all, myself. I deserve to be honest with myself and to follow myself, to be myself authentically. What's read with the 7 of Swords? Yeah. It's a lot of lies. A lot of little lies. I don't know why that's the way I feel this, but it's sort of seeing how, again, just revealing that illusion of how ego will confuse you, how it will come up with all of these reasons not to do a thing, not to follow a feeling, and it'll just trap you. You feel angry, and then you feel angry about feeling angry, or you judge yourself for feeling angry, and then you're judging yourself for judging yourself, and it's just this, it's a bottomless pit. It's revealing the bottomless pit, seeing, again, ego seeing itself, observing itself as not serving itself, and it wants something else. It's tired of resisting this change. It's tired of fighting against itself and its own desire. It wants to make a different choice, and it's seeing that there is one. There is a different choice. That choice is to stop the thinking, to turn off the brain, to quiet itself, and to listen to the soul, to listen to the soul energy, to follow the feeling. It's seeing that truth does not live in the brain. The ego itself, the mind itself, is realizing that it's been lying to itself. It's not where the truth comes from. It comes from this deeper place. And it wants to listen. It wants to access and be guided by that deeper place. Why is the star here? That was quick. Yeah, King of Wands. Yep. Again, I just seeing through its own bullshit. The soul revealing to the self the superficiality of the ego. Not judging it, because that's never, soul, spirit is never judging anything. It's allowed. It serves its purpose. But it is just realizing at a deep level how our own ego, when left to its own devices, operating without the foundation of the soul, without the feminine, the soul, the heart, intuition, actually being in power on the throne. When ego is put on the throne, it fucks shit up. It does a shitty job for itself. It doesn't serve itself. It gets so wound up in fear and defensiveness and reputation and what other people think and appearing a certain way to other people. It gives away all of its power, gives away all of your own power. There's a realization of that. What's on top? King of Swords. Yes, there's a realization of that. Cutting out this bullshit. These kings do not get along. This is two aspects of ego itself. It's ego seeing its own shit again, judging itself. There is some harshness there. We have this tendency to be hard on ourselves again when we realize how we've been working against ourselves, how we've been letting fear rule our lives. But then there's that stepping back and seeing that process happening again and going, I see you. Self-judgment, which is just further ego. Just further ego, feeling bad, not wanting to be judged. Just realize there's no end of that. Spirit is never judging. Source is just observing and appreciating and loving. But there's a change. There is a change happening here. Why is the King of Swords? Yeah, there is a change. I love it when the energy repeats itself. It is a new perspective. There has been introspection, self-reflection, contemplation, guided by the soul, revealing to the self how this behavior gets us nowhere. It's not serving us. It's not serving anybody. All of the energy is aligned right now to assist with this collectively. This is Earth's ascension. It is the awakening of all collective. There are more individuals at this time than any other that are experiencing spiritual awakening to their own ego, awakening to its mechanisms, that it is not the self, seeing that it is not the self. The self is deeper, the self is present, it is observing, it is non-judgmental, it is unconditional. Ego is just this surface layer programming that we have allowed to run our lives, and we've outgrown that. It's outdated. It is self-limiting. The soul has expanded beyond that point, individually, collectively, at every level. It's time for that to change. It's time for this to change. It is time for the soul to lead, for the feminine to be restored. That's the meaning of that. And the deck split itself on that Two of Swords, which is the first card, was the first card. It's the realization of that truth. A truth that we have deeply suppressed collectively, that we can't anymore. It's coming out. It's being surfaced by this energy. And the more individuals realize that, come to that understanding in themselves, the more that ripples out and collectively starts turning on other lights, other energies, starts waking them up. It's quantum entanglement. That's how it works. We share that information. We are all linked. We are all connected. This neural net, this quantum web, shares this information. And the more souls gain this conscious awareness, this awareness of the self, the more that spreads and becomes collective. Absolutely incredible. It's in the hidden energy of the universe, too, this new perspective. Tell me about the Hanged Man. Why is the Hanged Man here? Oh, immediately, Knight of Wands pops out. Okay, I'm just going to finish that shuffle because that's it. Yeah. Breaking through, releasing fear, releasing control, stepping into our own power, our own confidence in, faith in ourself, which means faith in the universe, because all of that is yourself. All of this is you. It is yourself. It is to be trusted. It is reliable. It is stable. It's secure. It is eternally well, and it is always working for you. All of this energy is shifting collective perspective in a big way. To see that fear is not serving us. It's not. Fear will tell you that it's keeping you safe. It never is. It's only ever keeping you hidden. It keeps you small and it keeps you stuck. That's it. The soul is unafraid. The soul craves adventure, craves expansion, craves to follow its own lights, boldly, bravely, where no soul has gone before. That's what this is all pushing towards. Again, realizing we've just been denying ourselves pleasure, everything that is desired. We've been fighting against our own destiny. We have forgotten that we are gods. Now we are remembering. It's natural to have a little bit of disappointment in that process of going, oh, how could I forget that? How could I forget that I am spirit? That I am divine. I am a divine, deliberate creator, intrinsically worthy and deserving of all things. That I am backed by infinite intelligence, all that is, by the entire universe. How could I forget that and let myself feel diminished and afraid? Well, it's all been a part of this process. We forgot so we could remember. We forgot so we could have the experience of remembering and experience all of the contrast and expansion that naturally results from that. The Lovers again. Yeah. Come back into union with ourself. We separated from ourself so that we could have the experience of reunion with the self. That is why. That is why, my souls. And of course, the separation itself has always been an illusion. Nothing ever really has been separate, but Source projected itself as far as it could. It came to this reality, the third dimension, fourth dimension, because this was where it was possible to believably create the illusion of separation from self. And only by believably doing that could we actually forget. And only by forgetting could we have the experience of reuniting, of remembering. Source wanted that experience, wanted to know itself fully, so it separated from itself as fully as it could, so that it might view itself from another perspective and have this new experience of knowing self from outside of itself, of diverging from and coming back into, to have the experience of finding yourself, of remembering who you are. There is nothing that compares. There is nothing that compares to that. It's all been a part of the plan. This whole time. Always. It's delicious. And it is that soulmate connection as well. That's in this energy. I'm just not really paying attention to it because I'm more interested in the sort of personal development of consciousness that's being displayed here. It, of course, plays out in many levels. It always does. Energy is always connected and always in layers. What is within is without, as above, so below. It's a big change for humanity. I feel that. Why is the Wheel of Fortune here? The Wheel of Fortune that's keeping this Ace of Wands lit. Every time it goes out, it relights faster. Oh, okay, okay. Okay. Yeah, it's time for this to resolve. It is the delight of masculine internally reuniting with feminine, which is the ego seeing its own bullshit, seeing that it's not serving itself, remembering its soul, the feminine, remembering intuition, and reuniting with that, coming back into balance, surrendering to her within, the emperor within, surrendering to, reuniting with the empress within. That is healing. That is how one heals the self, returns, restores completely to their own power, remembers who one is, gains control over your own energy. What's things that fell out? Yeah, 5 of Wands again with the 8 of Swords. This doesn't work anymore. Again, it's changing. Seeing how the mind will just think itself in circles. It'll think itself to death. It creates the prison. When we shut down the mind, when we stop thinking and just follow the intuition, it all flows and it feels good and it is to be trusted. This behavior is no longer satisfying and it's being revealed. This is read directly with the 7 of Swords. It's being revealed that this is a bunch of bullshit. I've been doing this to myself. I've been torturing myself, worrying about doing the right thing, not hurting this person, not that, whatever, making a mistake. I gotta just follow me. This is not serving me. This isn't getting me anywhere. This is keeping me stuck. It's keeping me from moving at all, from taking any action whatsoever. I'm just continuing to lie to myself, which is painful and unhappy, continuing to lie to other people, continuing to lie about how I feel. All of this sucks. There's one way to resolve this. Realize that I'm keeping myself stuck and that I got another option. There is another way here. And that is to let it flow. To stop fighting against the flow of my own energy. Yep. To drop this burden. Breaks to this Ace of Wands. The boundary is the burden. Trying to keep up the wall, to keep up the facade, to keep the emotions out. That's the whole burden. Once you let that go and you just let it flow, you speak your truths, you surrender all control over an outcome or how anyone else reacts to it, this releases. You are freed. And I did not know this was under here. But the card that just wanted to show itself, hang on, I'm going to put this down. You're freed, right? There it is. 9 of Pentacles. Liberation. Wanted to show itself under the Hierophant, which actually is backed by 4 of Cups. The thing that we wanted, that we turned down because we told ourselves it was the right thing to do, or whatever, because we were afraid, this, that, and whatever. Admitting how much you want that thing, and just going towards it, regardless of what happens, just moving towards it. That is freedom. That breaks all the energy loose. That gets things moving again. It sets you free. It helps you balance your own energy, resolves this, and the result is you feel better. Which is the only thing anybody ever wants anyway, is to feel good. That's why we think we want anything, and look at that. Clarifying the Wheel of Fortune, underneath is the Wheel of Fortune. Yep, yeah. It's time for this to change. The only reason we ever think we want anything is because of the way we think it'll make us feel. We're discovering now it's not the thing that makes us feel. It's not a person, it's not a thing, it's not any condition. It's ourself and our own, either behaving authentically, honoring our own energy, moving with our own energy, or not. If we deny that, if we deny ourself, the direction that we have flowed, if we deny spirit and our own desire, it's this. It feels bad. If we feel that motion and follow it, we follow the good feeling impulse, we don't deny it, we express it vulnerably, we surrender. What that means, surrender all outcomes, surrender the reception or perception of others, not trying to control, just flowing with our own energy because we've felt it flow, then it feels good and we are in control of our own emotion, of our own good feeling. We are self-satisfied, self-sustaining, unattached, not connected to or affected by anything outside of ourselves. We feel it flow, we move with it, it feels good, that's it. It's being revealed in a broader way, at least as far as ego's prevention of our following our own desire. Maybe not as detailed as what I went into, but it is all a part of the balancing of masculine and feminine within and without at every level of collective. And yes, that includes soulmates. That is what it is. I don't really care, because none of it matters. None of it matters if you're not flowing in your own energy. It's about realizing you are in control of you. You make yourself feel. Nobody else, nobody and no thing outside of you makes you feel any type of way. So fuck it. You gotta do you. You gotta flow with your own energy, because nothing else will satisfy you, because that's your love. You are love incarnated. You're here to love. Love is not afraid, and love does not care. And love never stops. Love just flows, finds the path of least resistance and follows it. That's it. Follow your own energy. I got nothing else to say. I'm going to pull 3 more cards and get out of here. But this feels good. I feel good about this. And that's all that matters to me. Is flowing this energy, letting it express, balancing my own energy in that process. And I'm satisfied. All on my own. Final message, universe, whatever you want to say. If you want to summarize this or say something else, I don't know. It's up to you. It's all up to you. I don't control shit. I don't control anything. I just let it happen. That's my entire control, is in deliberately allowing whatever is to be. 9 of Cups at the bottom. We're going to pull from the top. Feels good. Got everything you need. Feels good. What's on top? Giving and receiving in the self. As within, so without. It's very enticing energy, but it's all, again, self-satisfied. What's read with the 9 of Cups? What did I just say? Got everything you need. Queen of Pentacles. She got everything she needs. She knows how to flow for herself. Oh, yes, she does. And she's very enticing. Enticing energy. This is divine feminine. What's read with the 6 of Pentacles? Queen of Cups. Jesus, come on. Come on. Ooh, about cream my pants there. That is nice. I mean, wow. Doesn't get much more enticing than that. And it's basking in that energy, in yourself. Realizing you got everything you need. You don't need anything outside of yourself to change or be any type of way to be satisfied. You can flow and fill your own cup. And you can flow for other people, whether or not they receive it. That too. You love because it satisfies you too. You please yourself. Give and receive in yourself. And that's it. It's happily ever after. You got everything you need to follow your own energy on the path of destiny and find delightful things all along the way. And this is highly attractive. This is very attractive. I mean, it's the rise of feminine balancing with her own masculine internally. That drives the change without. It does. Divine feminine is just on freaking fire. And I want one more card for some reason. Yeah, everybody wants a piece of this. 3 of Pentacles. Everybody wants to give to this because it feels good, because it's a mutually delicious thing. Yeah, there's a lot coming in, but it's working with yourself, understanding the satisfaction, feeling the satisfaction of that, of being and embodying your authentic self, your true self-sovereign nature that needs nothing else. You good. You got it all, baby. Keep flowing like this and just basking in your own delicious goodness and energy. That's all I got. That's all I got. Wow. Yeah. This was a lot of fun. It resonates for me. I do intend that it resonates for you. I would love to know. Let me know. Leave me a comment, like, subscribe if you feel so inclined. But just know you got everything you need, and the broader collective is moving this direction. It is. It is all a brilliant part of the plan for ego to reveal to itself how it's not satisfying itself. It's not serving itself. And it's happening. It's working. That is how the masculine, within and without, realizes that it needs the feminine and surrenders to it, because it wants that. It sees this as self-serving. The ego wants to sublime itself because it wants to feel good, and it deserves to, and it gets to. That's it. That's the whole message. All I got for you this evening. Have a fabulous evening, afternoon, whatever time you are in. Just bask in it. Delight in it. There's nothing to be afraid of. Not in all of creation. There is no threat, and everything is happening in exactly the best way. Always. And I just hope you know that always and in all ways, in every vector of time and space, I really love you. Thanks for being here.